So when we're talking about a key figure, what type of data we are talking here? What type of data key figures will accept?
Transaction data.
So you said transaction.
Statistical kind of any calculating value.
Okay. No, I'm asking only data. What type of data? Transaction data. When I'm talking about info object, characteristic info object, we can load only master data. When you're talking about key figure, if you want to load transaction data, we have to create key figures. Let's talk about what is a key figure.
Price can be a master data also, no?
Sorry?
Price. The price of a product.
Are you going to use a price for display purpose or you want to use for calculation?
Yeah, price into quantity, which brings us something, the total value.
Raj, you need to understand one concept here. The master data, which I give only information. The price, for example, you're purchasing one product is 10 rupees. Okay? The same product, you purchase 3 items. The quantity is 3. How much bill you going to pay there?
30.
Yeah, you're going to calculate there, right? You're doing some calculation there. That is called transaction data. That is called key figures.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let's talk about key figures. Key figures, we have a different types of data types. What data I can enter into each type of key figure. Okay, you can create maximum 6 types of key figures. Amount type, quantity type, number, integer, date and time. So these are the types of key figures which you can create. Amount key figure, whenever any measures associated with the currency are created using with the key figures. For example, you purchase anything in India, you have to pay some amount. You're going to pay that amount in a currency which is called Indian rupees. So that particular amount value, if you want to load, we need to create a key figure called amount key figure. For example, billing amount, discount, price. Then we have data types in amount. By default, it will be currency field. Then additional 2 options, FLTP and DEC. FLTP is a floating point number, accurate to 8 bytes. DEC is a counter or amount field with the comma and sign symbol. Currency is obviously the value will be internally stored as a packed number with the 2 decimal places, 0.00. Floating FLTP is nothing but the value internally stored as a floating point number, which doesn't have any fixed number of digits before and after the decimal point. What does it mean? Sometimes if you do any calculations in your calculator, you will get like 12.88888. So there is no specified the fixed values after the decimal point. So these kind of values we call floating point. Then the second type of quantity, the second type of key figure is quantity. If you have any business measures such as billing quantity, net weight and sales volumes are always associated with the unit of measurement. What is a unit of measurement? If you go to shop, if you want to buy a milk, you say I want 1 liter of milk. What is this 1 liter? The product name is the milk. I'm using a measurement of this product in units. That is called 1 liter. So always the unit will be associated or integrated with the quantity. Even for amount also, always the currency will be integrated. If you're talking about a quantity, I have to talk about unit of measurement. If you go to shop again, if you want to buy sugar, I say I want 1 kilo sugar, 1 kilogram of sugar. So what I'm doing, I am measuring this sugar with a kilograms. That is called unit of measurement. So always the quantity key figure will be associated with the unit of measurement. There is a one predefined unit of measurement created by SAP called 0 unit. For currency, it will be 0 currency. By choosing this type of key figure info object, which is always linked to your unit. Then we have a number key figure. you have a scenario, always have some measures that don't have unit or currency. For example, let's take exchange rates. Exchange rates I cannot measure with the units of currency or in a unit, like a kilograms or liters or whatever, right? For example, let's take bank interest rate. They say that I want to take a home loan. They say your interest rate is 7.5%. What is a unit of measurement for this? No, nothing. It is not currency. It is not unit of measurement. Then what type of key figure it is? It is a number key figure. Guys, are you getting the concept here? Is it clear for everyone?
Yes, Kiran.
But Kiran, what if the currency rate does not change at all?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
What if the currency rate does not change? Like say for example, Qatar Riyals to US dollars is always a constant.
Values of changing here. The concept here is if we are taking any values which doesn't falls under currency or unit, those things I will treat as a number key figure.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we have an integer. Don't get confusion here. We have a number, we have an integer. But what is the difference in between this? Number key figure, we already seen that there is no unit of measurement, no unit of currency. But in an integer key figures, if you have a scenario where you have a measures, always like a whole number, like round figure, complete like item position. What is item position? When you're talking about a stock, we need to talk about round figure. We never say that I received a stock called 2.5 or 50.75. I never say like that. It will be always, stock will be always in round figure, right? There won't be like point something after decimal. In this kind of situation, I will go for integer. But numbers doesn't have a whole number. See, if you take a bank interest rate, it will be 7.5%. It is not round figure, a whole number. But if you have a figures where values with the whole numbers, I need to go for integer key figure. In this case, the key figure doesn't require reference to any currency or unit of measurement again, because stock is not falls under unit of currency or unit of measurement. Then date key figure. If I have a situation where I have a shipment date, billing date, these kind of values, then I need to create date key figure. Time key figure, where you want to calculate your employee login time, then I will go for creation of time key figure. These are all the data types, guys. Then we have aggregation. Whenever you create key figure, by default, whatever the data you're going to load into the key figures, the data will be aggregated. What does it mean? The duplicate values or repeated value. We cannot say duplicate values. You can say repeated records will be summarized. So how it will be summarized? Let me show you one best example here. Let's take the first table here. I have a customer, material, month, billing quantity. Here I have, it is the same customer. The customer number is 1000086. The same customer purchasing a material. What type of material? It is again two different types of material is purchasing. Okay. Then in a different months, I have a months will be different. So first material he purchased in the month of Jan, Feb and March. The second material also purchased in the month of Jan, Feb and March. The billing quantity is different. I have a data like this. What happens if I load this data into BW? The data will be aggregated. How it will be aggregated? It looks like, is there any repeated records in this column? All the records are same? Yes. It will be summarized. At second column it is looking, is it all the records are same? No. 3 records are same, other 3 records are same. So there are 2 sets of records which is a repeated values. Okay. Then summarize this as to 1, summarize this as to 1. Okay. Do you have a same records here? No. I have a different values for each column. Then don't summarize. Do you have the same values here? The billing quantity, it never checks. It never checks always the transaction value. I'm talking about always the master data. Billing quantity, price is not going to check whether the different values or not. Only master data. Okay. So here please observe. Since I have a month column with different values, this table cannot be summarized. This table will display as it is. Okay. But I want to summarize this data. What is the option I have? Then remove the month column. If you remove the month column, it will take all the values. It will look for this. Is it all the values are same? Yes. Is all the values are same? No. I have two sets of values. Then create two records with two set of values. Then whatever the values are here for the first set, summarize. This is summarize value. Whatever the values are for the second set, summarize. Because I have removed the month column, then the data will be summarized like this. But still the data is displaying two records. But still I need to do more summarization. Then what is the different values here? Material is a different values. Then remove the material. Then how the data will be displayed? Is it a columns are same? Yes. Summarize this. Okay. Only one column. What is the total amount? This is the total amount. This is called aggregation, guys. This is how the data will be stored in your info cube. Is it clear, guys, for everyone? What is aggregation?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Dinesh, Sai.
Yeah, Kiran.
Okay.
Yeah.
Surya.
Yeah.
Great. This is called aggregation. Then I have one more situation. I have one more table where the country, city, calendar year, population. Country is the same for all the records, but city I have a two sets, two different cities. Again, year is a different. Every column year is a different for set 1, and set 2 also is different. Population we don't bother because population is a key figure. What in case if I remove the calendar year? How the data will be displayed here?
There will be only two records. One is for New York and one is for Detroit.
Okay, what would be the population for New York?
New York 31, 32.4 millions.
Okay, who else? I need an answer from everyone, please.
You are removing only the cal year, not the city. If you remove the city, there will be only one record.
Yeah, I got it, Raj. You're done. Okay. Yes, guys, I need an answer from other people. Yeah, Sureka. Surya.
I think it should be 11.0.
Why it is 11.0, Sureka?
Because it's the latest data, right? So like after this table, 2009 is the updated record. So it will show only 11.0. That is what I'm thinking.
What do you mean by updated record and latest record? We are doing aggregation here.
Maybe she is trying to pick the current data. According to the 2009 is the latest data.
But what we're doing, we're aggregating the data here.
Yeah, we are aggregating the data.
Any idea, Dinesh?
The second record will be USA, Detroit, and population will come as 7.8.
Okay, if you do the aggregation. Yeah, Surya, Sai, please guys, quick.
Yeah, it is something like same which Dinesh and Arge told.
Okay,
USA,
that's a
New York,
Sai. Okay, that's a Sai. Okay, done. What about Surya? What about you? I'm not able to hear Surya, your voice is very low. Anyway, guys, in this situation, please observe that we have a different records. I have a same country, two different cities. and different years. If I remove the calendar year, if I do the aggregation, in this case, the aggregation will summarize the data, right? It will display what? 30 point something. But that is the wrong data. Why? I am taking a population. I need what is the current population. 2009, the current population is 11.0. We cannot summarize some cases, some records, some values. We cannot add. The populations, I will always say what is the current population. I cannot add, summarize last 3 years population to today's population. It will give you wrong results, right? In this kind of situation, we cannot aggregate the data. That is called exception aggregation. Okay, if you have situations like this, what I need to do is, I need to see, for example, if I aggregate the data will be like this: USA, New York, USA, Detroit. This is a total value, this is a total value. This is completely incorrect because it is summarizing the data from the previous 3 years or 2 years. That is a wrong. So in this situation, population should not be added with the previous values. Then what happens? We need to use exception aggregation. When you cannot accumulate the value of key figure for different characteristics, you need to use exception aggregation. Instead of sum, we're going to use the last value. There are 2 types of aggregation. One is a standard aggregation. It will be always sum. You can change the values in case if you want minimum, maximum, and all the stuff is there. Then second type of aggregation is called exception aggregation. In this particular situation, what I do, I will change my exception aggregation. Exception aggregation will be default sum only. I need to change the value from sum to last value. When I change last value, it will pick up automatically 0 cal day. That is called date. Then if you display like this as exception aggregation as the last value, then the data will be aggregated and displays like this. This is the current value, 11.0. You have to be very careful what type of data it is and what way of summarization we need to do. We cannot blindly aggregate all type of data. Okay? So only the transaction data, day-to-day transaction data, which I can add previous values, then I can get the meaningful value, then you can go for summarization, sum. But if you add the previous values to the present value, you don't get the meaningful information. Don't go for sum. You need to go for exception aggregation as a last value. Is it clear for everyone? Is it clear for everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. That is called aggregation. Fine. Then tomorrow we'll continue. What is a cumulative key figure? We have 2 types of cumulative key figures, cumulative and non-cumulative key figures. We'll see what it is going to do for tomorrow. Any questions before leaving today?
Kiran, I have a small doubt.
Yeah, Kiran.
Yeah, one by one. Please go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Dinesh.
Okay. So in the exception aggregation, you have been telling the last value, right? So the population. So this, I just want to know about the flat file. So the flat file will be given to a BW consultant by business, or we will get from the table.
Okay.
No, I just want to know that.
I didn't understand what is the question here.
Okay. Will that flat file will be supplied to us by someone, or we have to get from somewhere?
It will be supplied to you. You are not the person who is going to create a flat file.
Okay. So, for example,
You see, Sai, you need to understand that you are not the person who is creating a transaction data day to day, right?
yes.
Because you are a BW consultant, you are not an end user. This is a responsibility by the end user who generate the data. See, what happens is, I'll give you one simple scenario in real time. We have for example, manufacturing company where we have implemented BW. Then what they do is, in a manufacturing company, they manufacture the product they have to sell. When they're selling the product to the people, they raise a sales order, right?
Okay. Yeah.
The sales order is a data. Who is raising the sales order? The end user who is raising the sales order. The person will enter all the information in the SD, sales and distribution for module. He will save that. Okay. Then how much products I'm selling, what is the quantity I'm selling, what is the price I'm selling, what is the bill amount. Then there will be again, if they're purchasing from the raw material from the vendors, they'll raise the purchase order. How much materials I'm purchasing, what is the quantity, what is the price, what is the bill I'm paying. So these data they will be generating. Once they generate the data, we're going to get the data from those people in a flat file. If you are getting the data in a flat file. Otherwise, you need to connect to your SD module, which is located in a ECC system or ERP system. You need to extract into BW.
Okay.
Here?
Yes. So, for example, tomorrow the population, after the population column, there is a new column have been added. So, in that case, do we need to change the exception aggregation to last value or something? Or we have to get the country city population, where population should be in the last column always.
Before loading the data, you need to identify what type of data it is. If I add exception aggregation and some aggregation, standard and exception, if I keep it as a sum, whether it is going to give a meaningful information or not. Okay, for example, I have a quantity and I have a price. Let me show you that. Let's take here. I have a data like this. I want to load. Now I need to decide what type of aggregation I need to select. Standard and exception. See here, I will say that these guys have taken this date. For example, this is a Jan, this is a Feb, March, April, June, July. Okay. If they ask you what is the total amount we got for the last year, then what I need to do? I need to go always for summarizing. Total is asking total amount. In this particular data, I need to check what is the total amount. Right. So I'll say I need to summarize this data. Then what I'll do? I will add this. So aggregation and exception aggregation, I'll keep it as sum and sum. Default.
Okay.
But what in case if I have a data like this, date, okay, material number, okay, in stock, out stock. Okay. For example, John, I got material number 001. Okay. In stock, I got 100. Okay. Then I sold 20 stock. Okay. Then what is the balance stock here? 80. Then I got February, same material, I got in stock again 100. What is the total stock here?
180.
180. You need to remember that. Here, now, if I want to summarize this, it will become 280. Is it a right figure?
No.
You need to decide like this. If I summarize, what happens? Whether I'll get the right figure or not. This is a wrong figure. This is a way you need to look at the data. You need to identify what happens if I summarize the data, whether I'll get a meaningful information or this is not meaningful information, but here it is a meaningful information. If I summarize this quantity 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 70, 80, quantity is totally 80. Is it meaningful? Yes. Let's summarize. Is it a meaningful? No. The total I got stock is only 200 till now, not 180, right? Not 280. This is how you need to decide. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Yeah. Any other questions? Any other questions, guys? Anyone? Fine. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow at same time.